Hello, fellow Narnians. Welcome to another edition of Puddleglum's Music Collection. Today I'm going to go over some stuff I found in 2020. Some of these are new albums that came out in 2020. Some of these are re-releases on vinyl that came out in 2020. So it's a lot of some new stuff I got in 2020, but it's, some of it did come out in 2020 and some didn't. But, it's either fairly new from a reissue or something like that. I'm going to start off with Joe Bonamassa Royalty. I got this on CD because Target had it on CD with the bonus tracks on it, so I got the bonus track. So this is Joe Bonamassa Royalty. I didn't get it on vinyl too because I didn't think it's a little different album. It was done at Abbey Road Studios. I didn't like it as much as the last two studio albums that he did. Redemption and Blues of Desperation, things like that. It does sound a little different, but it's just, the production's a little different. But he's got the same great players on it. I just don't feel like the songs are quite as strong, but it's a great album anyway. And I got it because of the extra track on it from, actually 2 extra tracks from Target. So if you get this at Target on CD, you'll get the 2 extra tracks. Let's see. The next one I have is Kansas. That came out in 2020. This is great. I got mine on black vinyl. I think they had different colors. This is Absence of Presence. It's a great album. Zach Resvey did the production on it. And, this new band they got together is just amazing. They have a new keyboardist on here. Tom Brislam, which played with Kansas and a bunch of other bands, or plays with Kansas. He also played with Yes for a little bit and a lot of other bands. He's a great keyboardist. He sings on the last song, which is very good. So if you don't have this new Kansas from 2020, get it. Another thing I picked up cheap on Amazon, if it's still there, I suggest you get it. If there's a King's X album you don't have from the first few that came out, the first 5 from Atlantic Records, they got this cool little box set. I got this $16 and something cents. So you're gonna pay a little over 16 bucks on Amazon. I don't know what what that means with where you are for the but if you're on Amazon Prime, you probably just get it sent to you for free. But it's got like Dogman, King's X, Gretchen Goes to Nebraska. We got Faith, Hope, Love, Gretchen Goes to Nebraska, and the first one, Out of the Silent Planet. So you get all 5 of these. They're in the little cardboard thing, but they all sound great. I mean, the Dogman sounds better than the vinyl that came out from, Metal Blade. It's got all the low-end bass and everything. But, yeah, so you can get all 5 of those for just a little over 16 bucks in this little box set. Get it, so I picked that up, even though that's not anything new. Picked up Iron Maiden. This is an older one, but this is probably one of my favorite later Iron Maidens. A Matter of Life and Death. It's a little more progressive. It's got some longer songs on it, but the lyrics and the music on here are great. I love all the songs on this one. So Matter of Life and Death by Iron Maiden. It's a double disc. This is just a phenomenal album. I've always liked this album. I don't know how popular it is among Iron Maiden fans, but, I'm more progressive anyway, so I enjoyed it. So, it's a great double vinyl here. Looks great. Iron Maiden. Now, this is the only really record store day thing I picked up because I'm into the old, I grew up in a household where I wasn't allowed to listen to a lot of things, but I grew up towards the end of the Jesus movement. So this is Jesus People Music, Volume 1, The End is Near. This is actually at Record Store Day. It says Volume 1, you can get 2 and 3 downloaded. Actually, a lot of the better music is on 2 and 3 that you download. You got the Sheep on there, you got Glass Harp, they should have added, because this is a lot of the fuzz rock from the early 70s, late 60s from Christian music, which, there wasn't a lot of people picking up that stuff back then. So you know, this is interesting that they put this out on Record Store Day. I guess it went pretty good. But like I said, you know, they should have put maybe some Excursions on here, or Fraction from that album Moonblood, because there's a lot of good psych rock from that period. Agape, you know, hard rock, psych rock from that period that's, you know, very underground. They could have probably thrown on here if they could find it. Maybe they couldn't find a lot of it, but a lot of the good stuff you can download when you get the album. It's volume 2 and 3. But As It Is on here. Wilson McKinley. U.S. Apple Cores, Out of Darkness. That was a great band from that period. Earthen Vessel, The Messengers. So yeah, I grew up listening to a lot of this psych rock stuff from the Jesus movement. So I was kind of part of the Jesus people back then, towards the end. And my next one here is AC/DC's new album, Power Up. This is probably the best album I think they did since Back in Black. So people will probably disagree with me on that, but, you know, it's nothing new. You know, you don't have Malcolm on this, but it is dedicated to Malcolm. And, but they have their cousin on here. I think his name's Steven, doing rhythm guitar. But this is, I think this is I mean, Brian's vocals somehow were reborn. I mean, Brian Johnson's vocals sound like Back in Black on here. I don't know how he did it. If it's trickery or his voice just got better from all the rest or what. But, yeah, this is a great album. You know, it's nothing new. It's their normal formula. You know, I don't think the Me Too movement's going to love the lyrics or anything, but, you know, it sounds great anyway. Anyway, so here's the next one I got. This is from Retroactive Records. This is part of their vinyl, you know, series that they put out, that they put a few out and you can grab. And they might still have some of this available if you want. So this is Saint. Too Late for Living. I think this is Saint's best album personally, but I like the one before this a lot too. But this is Saint. Too Late for Living. I hope you don't got a lot of glare on there. This is very kind of Judas Priesty sounding. They were a great band. So if you get any Saint, you'll love them if you like that kind of genre of Judas Priest and stuff. My next one is Stryper's new one. I haven't even opened this. I've heard it plenty of times in other formats. This is Even the Devil Believes. I haven't loved the last 2 albums. No More Hell to Pay I thought was the best album they ever did. Fallen was awesome. Last 2 albums they got a different guitar sound. They have a different bass player. I like the bass player. I think he's from White Lion. I can't remember where he's from. Firehouse, maybe? So they got rid of Tim Gaines. They got Richard on here. You know, it's just something about how Mike's singing now. But it's growing on me. So I was just going to buy this and sell it, but I'll probably keep it because it is growing on me the more I listen to it. So, but, you know, I still think the best thing they ever did was No More Hell to Pay. But, Even the Devil Believes. Maybe I'll open it now and we'll take a look at it. Because I was going to sell it, but I'll probably just keep it now that I'm getting to where I like it. If it lets me open it, I'll open it. If not, we'll move on. I don't have jeans on, or I do the little Scott Waters jean trick there where I open it that way. Anyway. It's where you rub it on your jeans and then the plastic just magically comes up. Okay, I'm opening it. Striper. It's supposed to be a purple, but I'm going to look because a lot of people are saying it's not really purple, it's too dark. But The Devil Believes. Let's see if it's really purple. That's pretty purple. It's a dark purple, but it is purple. I don't know if you can see it at all in there. But yeah. So I'm getting used to it. You know. So there's that. That was from 2020, I believe. And then this one from 2020 I really liked because I like all this stuff. First heard it, I didn't love it, but it grew on me too. And now it's one of my favorite Neil Morris's. It's Sola Gratia. There's a lot of solas, and this is the one about the Apostle Paul. His story, mostly about Saul before he became Paul. But If you want to look up the Bible verses on that, you can. Concept album about Paul. So here's Sola Gratia by Neil Morris. This is a solo one. This is not Neil Morris Band. This is Neil Morris, even though he has most of Neil Morris Band playing on it. So, you know, he's got his guitars. He's got Mike Portnoy. He's got Gillette. He's got all those guys doing stuff on it. So, you know, and this was all done during COVID, so he had to send files back and forth the first time he's done anything like that. And this one is on the yellow vinyl. I don't usually get colored vinyl, but I think that was all it was left at the time, maybe, or I'm not sure. Sometimes I get it just for fun, but I usually don't. I like the black. Even though I seem to have quite a few colored vinyls for some reason. This is another one I picked up because they brought it back out. This is the first Flying Colors. Flying Colors, Casey McPherson. Neil Morris is on here too. So is Steve Morris from Dixie Dregs, Kansas. Dave LaRue from Steve Morris Band and Joe Satriani. And Casey McPherson. All sorts of fun. This is I think this is one of their best albums, Flying Colors. And I think this is on like a powder blue vinyl. But I don't know if they have this available anymore. You can take a look. Some great progressive rock with a hint of pop and some other elements. Alternative a little bit. But it's a very good album. And then I picked up these because the new Troubles have been re-released in another country there. And they've been doing good. I got 3 of them. I'm waiting for my 4th one, which is the Trouble self-titled album. This one is Manic Frustration. I have the Skull, and I have Psalm 9. And then I'm waiting on the Trouble. So this is Trouble. This is a really good set. It sounds pretty good. You can look at my other one before this about the Trouble stuff. I already talked about it, but yeah, this is probably my favorite Trouble. This one or the self-titled one. Both about equal to me. Alrighty, now we keep going to one of my favorite albums of 2020, which is Blue Oyster Cult. This is a great album. The symbol remains. If you see the symbol, it's kind of like the symbol for Saturn. They even put little Saturn in there. Some newer members on here, but man, it's eclectic. It's got a lot of different styles on it. You sound like you're just going through the whole gamut of styles of Blue Oyster Cult on here, but it kind of fits together good. And it's one of my favorite albums. I just can't get enough of it. Double album, I think. It's a great album. All right, here's another one that got re-released. They only, right before Christmas, they did like 100 or 200 of these or something small. And this is the 77s, Pray Naked. 77s should have been a lot huger than they were. They were on IRS for a little bit, but because, you know, they were on Ireland, I'm sorry, they were on Island for a little bit. And then, you know, they're getting ready to get promoted on one of their albums on Island. U2 took over and they kind of got forgotten about because they were promoting all for the new U2 album coming out. So 77s went back to their, you know, labels, mostly out to Christian audiences. But this was a little later in their career, but it's one of their best albums. It's 77's Pray Naked. So there's Michael Rowe on there, not the guy from the TV, but Michael Rowe, the musician from California. And this is just one of 77's best albums, and a lot of times it's hard to find. But I don't know, there might still be more left on Low Fidelity Records if you look that up. 77 is Pray Naked. So that about does it. That's most of my stuff for 2020 that I received. You know, I can't say enough about a lot of these artists. Some of these artists are older, but they keep going. They keep putting out new stuff, or they re-release the old stuff. So make sure you grab it. But yeah, that's some of my favorite stuff from the great, wonderful, and exciting 2020 that we all will love forever. Just kidding. So you have a great day. Hope 2021 turns out a little better for us. I don't know. But thank God we have music coming in and we can listen to it. Hopefully we'll all be able to go out to concerts and do things like that pretty soon. But you have a great day. Aslan says, see you later. Wherever he's somewhere here.